in a car wreck. Boy, they talking about you broke your leg. Tell him you really got hit up. Yeah.
The story of Mo3 shook the streets hard because his rise was fast, real, and built on pain. His death hit like a blackout, sudden, shocking, and nobody was ready for it. Straight out of Dallas, Mo3 made his name through raw emotion, street honesty, and music that felt lived in instead of manufactured for the industry. His voice carried struggle, loyalty, heartbreak, and survival, and that's why fans connected so deeply with him. He wasn't rapping just to sound tough. He was telling stories that felt real, like scars turned into sound. As his buzz grew, so did the spotlight. With attention came
his baby daddy. And the easiest thing for rappers, for lame rappers or rappers that just, want to get a buzz real quick, if a dude die across town, just make a diss record and act like you did it, and you'll get your streams.
What made it even more intense was how transparent Mo3 was about his mindset. He openly spoke about paranoia, watching his back, trusting fewer people, and feeling like success made him a bigger target. Those words hit different after everything went down. As his career climbed, so did the tension around him. Fans started noticing that his environment felt heavier. Interviews showed a man proud of his growth, but still moving like danger was always close. That energy wasn't fake, it was real. And when someone moves with that level of awareness, it usually means they're seeing things others can't. Then came the moment that stunned everyone. In broad daylight on a public highway, Mo3's life was cut short in a way that felt surreal, almost like a movie scene. The shock wasn't just in how it happened, it was about who it happened to. This was an artist actively leveling up, gaining mainstream attention, and breaking barriers for Dallas. The streets went quiet, then erupted. Videos circulated, timelines froze, and fans couldn't believe their eyes. The same man talking about survival just days before was suddenly gone.
So the time he got in a car wreck. Boy, they talking about you broke your leg. Tell him you really got hit up. Yeah.
What followed was pure confusion, grief, and anger. People kept asking how something like that could go down so openly, so boldly, and so fast. The conversation quickly shifted from music to safety, from success to vulnerability. Mo3's name became tied to bigger questions about fame, street politics, and how quickly things can spiral when pressure meets exposure. The tragedy wasn't just personal, it hit on a cultural level. Dallas felt it, the rap world felt it, and the streets felt robbed of a voice that spoke pain.
Yeah, nah, bro, like, I don't want to be a part of this shit. Like, fam, you finna fuck up a Dallas classic.
From that moment on, Mo3's story became more than music. It became a symbol of how dangerous the climb can be when old environments collide with new levels of visibility. His death wasn't just a loss, it was a warning echoing far beyond Texas. That's why this story refuses to fade. It was more than shocking, it was deeply unsettling. After Mo3's death, the streets started connecting dots, replaying interviews, lyrics, and moments that suddenly felt like foreshadowing. Fans noticed how often he spoke about thin trust and looming danger. Lines that once sounded like emotional storytelling now hit like real-life alarms. People recognized that Mo3 understood the risks, but refused to let fear stop him from living and creating. That mentality earned him respect, but it also highlighted the immense weight on his shoulders. He was balancing success with survival, a challenge made even harder when old ties and new fame collide. The cultural reaction was immediate. Artists, fans, and communities mourned, but they also questioned why the system keeps failing artists like him. Mo3 represented someone connected to the streets, yet striving to rise above them, a position that's as dangerous as it is rare. He existed in that middle ground, too real for the industry, too successful for the streets. Love and hate coexisted in that space, and that tension can explode without warning. Over time, conversations grew louder. Why was he so exposed? Why does success often bring danger instead of protection? Why must artists move like targets rather than stars? Mo3's death forced those questions into the spotlight. Importantly, Mo3 didn't glorify violence, he warned about it. He didn't chase chaos, he spoke about escaping it. That's what made the tragedy hit harder. This wasn't recklessness, it was awareness, and the streets recognized that about him. Mo3 was outspoken, emotional, and unapologetically himself, a truth that made his loss feel even more personal and impactful. That honesty earned Mo3 loyalty, but it also drew attention that wasn't always positive. Speaking from the chest and refusing to play a character exposed him fully, and not everyone respects that kind of vulnerability. Mo3 wore his truth openly, and in a world fueled by envy and ego, that visibility could be dangerous. Even after his passing, his music continued to climb. Streams surged, videos went viral, and his songs carried more weight than ever. Fans said listening to him felt like hearing a message from the other side, words unintentionally left behind. His legacy grew in a way nobody wanted, through loss. The cruel irony was that the recognition he deserved while alive exploded only after he was gone. Mo3's story became bigger than headlines. It became a reflection of how quickly success can turn into pressure, and how survival becomes harder the higher you climb. His voice may have been silenced, but the conversation he sparked remained loud. His death didn't feel random to the culture. It felt like the result of unchecked tension, constant exposure, and a system that fails to protect its own. Fans debated endlessly, trying to understand how someone with so much potential could be taken so abruptly. The pain wasn't just about losing an artist, it was about losing someone who embodied growth, struggle, and truth. What made it even heavier was how Mo3 spoke about responsibility. He wasn't reckless with his words. He emphasized family, accountability, and making it out for the people who believed in him. Those messages stuck. Fans replayed interviews where he spoke calmly about danger, almost as if he accepted it as part of the journey. That mindset unsettled people. It showed how normalized risk had become in his world. When danger becomes routine, survival often comes down to luck. The conversation also shifted toward how artists navigate public spaces. Mo3's death ignited debates about security, exposure, and whether street-rooted artists ever truly get to move freely. Fans ask why fame often increases risk rather than providing safety. Mo3's story forced the culture to confront an uncomfortable truth. Success doesn't erase danger, it can magnify it. Beyond that, there was a deep sense of unfinished business. Projects never released, collaborations left unrealized, and a career still on the rise. Mo3's journey was abruptly cut short, leaving fans and peers grappling with what could have been, and cementing his legacy as both a cautionary tale and a symbol of resilience. That unfinished energy is exactly what makes Mo3's story linger. People keep saying he hadn't reached his peak yet, he was still climbing, and that's what makes the loss cut deeper. Losing potential always hurts more than losing something already complete. Even after his passing, Mo3's influence didn't stop. New fans kept discovering him, old fans replayed his music, and his voice became a symbol of authenticity in a world full of filters. He never switched up, never faked a persona, and never hid behind an image. That realness is what keeps his name alive. The streets didn't forget him, his city didn't forget him, and the culture didn't forget him. Mo3 became a reminder of how fragile success can be, and how important it is to protect artists before it's too late. Looking back, his story is one of the most painful and important chapters in modern street rap history. His rise showed what raw talent and honesty can achieve. His death exposed how vulnerable that path can be. He wasn't a manufactured star. He was a voice from the trenches that people believed in. Losing him wasn't just losing music. It was losing perspective, emotion, and truth wrapped into one person. Mo3 represented a generation trying to escape cycles without forgetting where they came from. That balance is hard, and his story showed how dangerous it can be when success collides with unresolved tension. The culture learned hard lessons from his passing about safety, movement, loyalty, and the cost of visibility. His story became a cautionary tale, not to scare, but to wake people up. Even now, his music continues to resonate because it carries pain that feels authentic. Fans say his songs hit harder because they know he meant every word. That sincerity is rare, and it's why his legacy refuses to fade. Mo3 didn't pretend, he expressed, and that expression continues to speak for people who feel unheard. His story is bigger than music. It's a reminder of how quickly real life can catch up when pressure, fame, and the streets collide. He spoke his truth, lived his truth, and left behind music that hits hard because it came from a real place. His voice may be gone, but his impact is still felt every time his songs play and every time his story is told. The culture can't and shouldn't forget lessons like this. His name carries weight. His story carries lessons. His music carries emotion that time cannot erase. Mo3 didn't just leave behind songs. He left a conversation the culture still needs to have. And if this story hit home, it's a reminder to stay tuned for more unfiltered, real breakdowns. The streets still talk about him, not with gossip, but with respect. His legacy lives on,